Reuben sat quietly in his art room, painting in an attempt to calm his restless mind. It was the only way he knew how to find peace when his thoughts grew too loud. The weight of what had happened pressed heavily on him, and no matter how much he tried to suppress it, his mind kept drifting back to Kim's tragic death. Maybe Dr. Anna had been right all along. Maybe he was in no control of the circumstances that had led to it. If he had truly been in control, he could have done something. He could have changed the course of events, given Kim a second chance at life. As the paintbrush moved slowly across the canvas, Reuben remained unaware that someone had entered the room. Yunna had walked in quietly and was now approaching him from behind. Without saying a word, she crept closer and gently reached out, trying to cover his eyes with her hands. Reuben shifted his head slightly, sensing her presence even before he saw her. He didn't need to guess it was her familiar scent that gave her away. Yunna stepped in front of him, standing silently for a moment before finally meeting his gaze. Her expression was soft, filled with remorse. She apologized for being cold and for doubting him. She explained that seeing him with Dr. Anna had overwhelmed her. They had looked so comfortable together that it stirred emotions she hadn't anticipated. But now she understood. Dr. Anna had told her she was married and that there was absolutely nothing going on between them. Reuben said nothing in response. His eyes remained fixed on Yunna, but his mind was elsewhere. The memory of Kim's murder continued to replay in his thoughts like a broken film reel. Sensing his emotional distance, Yunna grew concerned. She pleaded with him to say something, anything, and told him that she simply wanted to move on from everything and be close again. Snapping out of his thoughts, Reuben stood slowly and looked at her. He told her that he wasn't in the right frame of mind to have that conversation just yet, but promised that they would sit down and talk properly when the time was right. Right now, his thoughts were too clouded to process everything. Yunna, clearly worried, asked if he was still upset with her or if he wanted to end things between them. The questions overwhelmed him. He assured her it wasn't like that. He was simply going through something personal and needed a few days to clear his mind. He moved closer, looked her in the eyes, and gently told her not to worry too much. He asked her to go home and said they would talk on the phone later. As he turned to walk away, Yunna rushed to him and threw herself into his arms, holding him tightly and refusing to let go. She confessed how much she had missed him and told him she wasn't going anywhere. All she wanted was to spend time with him. Reuben stood still, silent in her embrace. Yunna continued, admitting that she knew he was still upset with her for how she had acted, and apologized for overthinking things. Gently, Reuben released her from his arms and looked at her. He told her that he wasn't angry with her at all and that he understood where she had been coming from. However, he reminded her that it still wasn't the right time to talk about everything. In a few days, they would sit down together and sort things out properly. Disappointed, Yunna took a step back. She didn't want to be too much or push too hard. She had come to make things right, but it was clear that Reuben wasn't ready. Persisting would only drive him further away. As Reuben reached the door, he paused and looked back at her. Her face was marked with sadness and disappointment, and he realized he didn't want her to feel like he was pushing her away. Without a word, he walked back to her, lifted her gently into his arms, and carried her out of the room. Yunna felt a wave of relief wash over her, a smile spreading across her face as he walked with her. When they reached the bedroom, he laid her gently on the bed and climbed in beside her. Wrapping his arms around her, he held her close and told her he just wanted to nap and clear his mind, and that they would talk once they had rested. Yunna nodded, her smile widening as she kept her eyes on him. The two of them lay together in silence, her head resting on his chest, his arms wrapped protectively around her. And in that quiet moment, with the world shut out, they both found a small sliver of peace.